bought a house. It had a backyard, some boring grass, and lizards running wild. I started making plans and digging lots of holes. But then I turned on the TV, and that's about the time Eat Your Backyard began. Please don't eat out of a green garbage can. I went ahead and planted mango trees, bananas, even pigeon peas. Now I share my whole life with you. Bunnies, chickens too, my forest grew and grew.
We got a perfect day for this.
Yes, beautiful.
No problem.
So I figured we go pick a salad.
Let's do it.
Since that's what I need, I don't have any picked currently. We just kind of roll around the property and grab stuff.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm super curious about this salad.
So right here is a roselle that has fallen over. This was actually a volunteer. I have some in the ground that I put in, but this is Hibiscus sabatierifa. We did some other videos like this, and people are always very, very curious about the varieties and what we're actually throwing in the salads. So this is roselle, also called Jamaican sorrel, Hibiscus sabatierifa. And that's generally about what I get of each thing.
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite green?
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say probably Katuk. I think Katuk is the winner.
Let's get some of that.
And we're gonna get a bunch of that. I love Katuk. So then first I just get like whatever's close. There's the salad tree. It looks terrible in the sun. There's the big ones back there. Here is cranberry hibiscus.
In the hot sun.
Yeah.
Everything's a little wilty in the hot sun. Yeah, that's cool.
This is cranberry hibiscus or Hibiscus acetosella. When I'm picking out here, I pick what I want in my salad immediately. It makes the harvest process and the preparation process so much easier. Like, I'm making sure that I'm leaving the stems. I leave them on the plant. I just want, like, only things I'm putting in this bowl are what I want in my salad. Because it makes it just the struggle to use this stuff when we grow it. We can grow tons of stuff.
Right.
But to use it.
Right.
How do you use it? And then you have to go inside, and now you want to spend another half an hour dealing with it and pulling stems and all that. It's just a nightmare.
So pick it the way you want to eat it.
I pick it exactly the way I want to eat it. This is Suriname spinach. Some people call it water leaf. Lots of different names for it.
That reminds me of stuff we see growing on the dunes. I think they call it Hawaiian sea grape, but it's not the Florida sea grape, but the Hawaiian sea grape. It looks very similar, but it's not the same.
With the flowers.
That's interesting.
This stuff's very nice texture. Just really fills the salad great.
Wow.
And the nutrition profiles on all of these things are amazing. I could not possibly remember them all and go through them all right now. Some of them are very particular, like the Katuk is a really awesome plant. That's one of my Katuks, one of my oldest plants. Such an easy harvest. Pulls right off the panicle.
Oh, wow.
This has got a bunch of iron in it. It's got a bunch of protein. It's like 49% protein in it.
Wow.
There's Jax is hiding in the Katuk patch over here, munching on. This is another variety. This is runner Katuk. You notice the leaves are a little smaller, but very similar. This one will put out these extra plants. If you get down around the bottom of it, it's like these teeny little thread roots that will cruise along and then pop a new plant.
And you can propagate from those?
Yeah,
they'll make separate plants?
There you go. There's one right there. Yeah, that's fully propagatable. This was just a little runner root that jumped over. And so this will bush out. You see, this started from one little plant.
Yeah, that's incredible.
This is a perennial. I mean, we've been picking for 10 seconds. And
yeah, look at that.
I've already got a pile. And we're not, I mean, we got so
And all the color in it, too.
Oh, all the color. And then the color, of course, translates into different vitamins, different minerals. I'm going to run over here to that salad
Everywhere
tree.
I look and in your place, there's something interesting.
There's something to eat.
Yeah.
Everywhere there's something to eat. Here's this salad tree. Kelly planted this one not very long ago. This is Ibeca, or Abelmoschus manahat is the botanical name. There's a bunch of different Ibecas.
Wow, it's a big one.
Chief Kubo's South Seas salad tree is the most common one. But what's really neat about this one is if I find like a big giant leaf like that, I can take that inside and make a wrap with it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I'll just pull the stem. Again, I want it how I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
And I can just throw it in my hand, big pile of rice, beans, meat, tomatoes, you know, whatever we're gonna throw in there, and then just wrap it up and gobble it down.
That's amazing.
Then there's Biden's alba, which, common weed, everybody knows this plant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everyone knows this plant.
I do know it. Yeah, it's even near where I live.
Yeah, it's Florida. It's everywhere.
I had no idea it was edible.
It's beyond edible. It's medicinal. Yeah. The benefits of this plant, and it's crazy. People spray this stuff with Roundup.
Yeah, be careful what you call a weed.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the best things you can use. You can take this stuff and tincture it, in, some Everclear, some high test alcohol. You just throw the whole thing. I mean, roots, stems, flowers, leaves, everything.
Yeah,
And
to
you
get
can
like the essential oils out.
Yeah, and it's antibiotic.
Wow.
It's amazing stuff. So I want this in me. If I
Yeah.
can get it in by just simply pulling a salad, and there's, it's endless. The stuff is just, I have
Yeah.
more Biden's Alba on this property than anything else. So to have it and to have all these flowers, I love flowers in my salad. Flowers are delicious. This is another little spinach right here, Lago spinach.
Oh, wow.
Or celosia. Yeah, I got this really cool flower on it.
Look at that.
And talk about a self-seeder. This thing right
Really?
here, that's dropping 100 million seeds right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I just rubbed my hand on it. Look at the seeds.
Look
Little
at
white
that.
little black dots. It's an amaranth.
Oh, that's so cool.
So all those amaranth, I mean, I just planted an infestation of that stuff. It's wild how much comes out of that. Here's another katuk.
A third variety?
Yeah, it's the same one. This is actually the original plant. That's my first plant that I ever had. I got that
Okay.
from Grower Jim years ago, like 10 years ago, and it was like one little stick, little tiny thing.
No
and
kidding.
The trunk on that is, I think, about 10 years old now.
That is just a gorgeous specimen.
And
yeah,
it will
that's
flower.
been growing for 10 years.
Yeah, and it freezes to the ground, and then it boils out of the ground again. Like, you can't stop that stuff.
So we like.
This is a super cool plant. We got to stop here.
What is that? Is that olive?
This is a finger lime.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of a finger lime?
Never heard of a finger lime.
All right, the finger lime is so cool. Let's see if I can get into this. You can usually tear into it just with a fingernail. All right, put your hand out. It's also called caviar lime.
Oh.
See, there's like no interior that holds
Oh,
it all
that's
in,
neat.
and you just gobble
eat
it
that?
up. Yeah, it's like capsules. They're so good.
Wow, I really like that.
They're so good.
It's amazing.
I'm sure there's some bigger trees somewhere.
It's like, it's almost like a navel orange meets a lemon.
Yeah.
But the way those things pop
Yeah, they're
in your
just
mouth is unbelievable.
delicious. And this tree is just absolutely jam-packed. So a really cool way to use this is, I mean, I'm putting on almost everything. You make a taco, squeeze this on a taco.
Yeah.
Kelly has those non-alcoholic Coronas sometimes. Squeeze these in a Corona, and you get those little capsule pops. But in a salad, just squeeze these all over the salad.
Yeah.
And you get a little shot of that
Yeah,
as you're eating
fish,
the salad.
I mean, gee whiz.
Oh man, fish, it's so good. Fresh sheep's head.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very spiky tree, so you do have to be careful picking because it's like nothing but thorns.
A lot of thorns.
It's all thorns. Like,
Oh, yeah, I
like
can
other
see it.
citrus.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
Really cool about this is if you notice how green and healthy and beautiful it is,
Yeah.
this citrus is not susceptible to any of those diseases that all the others are dying from. There's no canker, there's no greening, nothing touches this thing. This tree is like probably 6 years old.
Wow.
And I've got some friends that have been around to a lot of the farms in Florida and seen a lot of the kind of the rare and big specimens and really cool trees. And so far, I haven't seen a bigger one. I don't know of a bigger one. I'm sure there is. There has to be.
That's great that it's small.
But this thing is just a champion. And if you really look deep, there's a ton of fruit.
If it's that hardy, I wonder if it would do okay in my neck of the woods.
I guess we're going to try.
Yeah.
That is Tindora. Jack's just found those. Is there any more of those, babe? See if you can hunt down some more.
Might be a lot back there.
Yeah, I didn't see any on the back, but if you found them in here, see if you can find some more.
I found one.
This is a great little fruit. It's Indian variety of fruit.
Okay.
Comes from southern India.
Looks like a little squash.
Coccinia grandis. And it is a sterile variety. Those seeds will not grow.
Ooh.
Here, taste that.
Yeah.
This is a tasty little thing.
Nice. Just eat the whole thing?
Yeah, like a cucumber right now, but you notice no bug pressure.
No.
There's no holes,
Looks
and the
fantastic.
cucumbers just get decimated by bugs.
Mm.
So good. So right now, that's really young when they're green inside. You give it like 2 more weeks, or maybe even less, it'll start to turn orange on the inside. Wow. And then it gets a little sour. And then you give it a little longer, and the whole thing starts to turn red from the bottom all the way up, and then it softens and gets a little sweet. You
Wow.
get 3 different flavor profiles out of the same exact. Yeah, there you go. There's a red one.
Is this raspberry? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is Mysore raspberry.
So,
There's a red one. That's a fully ripe Tindora.
Oh wow.
Like you can't get any better than that. And that's soft. You can feel the softness. It'll be
Yeah.
a little sweet.
It does feel soft.
We're gonna be full by the time we get done picking.
yeah, I just took half right from
That's
Nice.
interesting. It's almost like it's almost like mashed potato in a way.
Kinda, with some sweetness.
Yeah, with a little bit of sweetness.
So see if you can slide through here without getting hooked by the.
Okay.
Go ahead. Without getting hooked by the raspberry, because it's brutal. Go ahead. I want to go get to the June plum.
Oh, you got the raspberry growing over this trellis.
Give me that piece. Yeah, the raspberry is like insane back here.
another finger line.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
grew up
that's-
amongst endless blackberry plants.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yes.
This is another finger lime. This is the red finger lime. Hasn't fruited yet, but this has grown a lot in the last just 1 year. I've only had it here a short time, so I expect to see some fruits off it.
Finger lime. Yeah, you
What
can
I've-
see this. I mean, it looks like citrus.
Yeah, oh, it is. It's a citrus. They're doing some research with this. I think maybe using it as a rootstock. I'm not really sure.
Oh.
But here we've got June plum.
June plum.
Yeah, you know about the June plum.
I
from
do.
last
You know,
time
mine
you-
died.
It died?
Yeah, it's the salt. It's the salt.
Really?
Oh yes.
June plum. That is terrible. All right, we're gonna have to dig into this salt thing.
Yeah, I need your help.
Figure out this problem.
That's so good.
It is so good. I can't believe it died.
Well, I mean, that's
We are going to figure out that yard because it's ridiculous that you don't have things like that in the yard of the guy who has the Eat My Backyard.
yeah, exactly. I was planning on eating all the June plums I could stand, but
Oh, they're so good.
it was. I'm pretty sure it was the saltiness on the leaves.
It could be. You never know. I mean, it could be the salinity in the water that it's getting. It could be rain that's just coming off the ocean.
Yeah, I'm at the point now. I think I need to get rid of a few things to make room for some more interesting things, which is something I know you do here a lot.
Maybe. I got to get out there. Clearly, we've
Yep.
got some fun to have out there.
We
by
do.
the plants. Let's see what else we can. This Tindora
so
is like
beautiful back here.
wandering off. Look at this Barbados cherry. I put this in last year, and it's finally flowering.
Oh wow.
They have a tendency to spit their flowers, like flower and spit, flower and spit. But this one looks fantastic.
Yeah, this one doesn't look like other Barbados cherries I've seen.
That's the flower. That's absolutely Barbados cherry flower.
Yeah, I mean it's
And,
just got larger leaves. It just slightly.
There's a few varieties from what I heard. I'm not real versed up on them.
Yeah.
I've managed to kill them a few times. Yeah, dude, good. Get that out of there.
Right.
Good call.
Baby.
Oh yeah.
This is Jax's little project here. He loves these raspberries.
Oh yeah.
This is actually a volunteer.
looks
If
like.
you- If
Oh,
you
really?
just see down at the bottom of it, yeah, it's a full-on volunteer. We came out here. I was just walking by one day, and I happened to see this little leaf poking out of the ground, and I'm like, "That's a raspberry leaf. I know that's a
Wow.
raspberry leaf." And we left it, and I actually protected a little bit, and it just took, and it just got it done. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
flowering right now.
super healthy,
And
loaded
it
with.
just goes and goes and goes.
fruit.
We eat so many of them. Yeah, there's some more Tindora up in there.
I've created this arch.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's taken so well. There's
Yeah, it
actually
looks great.
blackberries on the other side too. But the Tindora and the raspberries have just like taken over. You can see the blackberry right there. Thornless blackberry kind of coming out the side here.
Oh yeah. Uh huh.
What you got? Tindora? Nice.
Oh yeah.
That one.
Nice find.
Yeah, if you find any more, we'll throw them all in the salad.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
we got-
ginger, right? Spiral ginger.
Yeah, that's spiral ginger, and actually behind it is galangal.
Oh,
That Thai ginger, some really delicious stuff.
galungal.
Some hot peppers. This is the best hot pepper right here.
Oh
The
wow.
ahi cherapita.
Oh.
So good.
Wow. Nice.
Oh, the lemon Cattleya guavas. Still popping some fruits. Have you had these?
I have not.
Lemon Cattleya guava. So delicious. Jack, you want
Wow.
one of these, bud?
That is good.
Oh, that just dropped it. They're dropping fruits like crazy.
Can't forget the Caesar spinach.
Yep. Right here on the ground. Right into us. Sisu spinach or Brazilian spinach. Really nice texture on this one. Not a whole lot of flavor on these, but this stuff doesn't go anywhere. It's been here for years. I got this from my friend Miranda, and her mom, Christine. Really cool people. Live right around the corner here in Deltona, and they hunt down all kinds of cool and weird edibles and grow some really great annuals. And they bring neat stuff. We trade stuff all the time. And she brought me I don't know, maybe one little plant of this a few years ago, and I have just thrown it everywhere, and it is propagated and just covers the ground. There's nothing to do to it. Leave it alone, and it just rots. This is also called Thai pepper. I generally don't put it in the salad. Kelly doesn't like it very much, but it's edible.
Interesting.
It's in the pepper family called Piper sarmentosum. Interesting flavor, right?
Yeah. It's almost like a sandalwood kind of.
Yeah, it's different.
I like it.
Oh, here's another one of the hibiscuses. This is Hibiscus radiatus.
Oh yeah, and you can feel the pepperiness at the end.
Yeah, it's there.
That was cool.
This is absolutely delicious.
What is
It's
that?
not a pot leaf, I promise. It's Hibiscus radiatus. Also called October rose. It will pop in October and have some of the most gorgeous flowers you've ever seen. And it's delicious. Zippy and tangy and
Yeah, that one almost reminds me of that Roselli a little bit.
well, same family.
Okay.
All these hibiscuses have that lemony, love that lemon. All right, who's next? Where are we going? Oh, there's some figs, bud. Some of your big golden honeys are up there.
Look at that fig
Oh
tree
yeah,
tucked away.
anything that's soft, you can eat those.
That's a giant fig.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
What's on it?
beetles, June bugs. They're eating it. Just let them have it. Eat this one. Get off of me, guys. There's one over there too that's just hanging. See how it's hanging?
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever get one more perfect than that. This is really not the right variety. This is it's like a golden honey fig. It was supposed to be a Texas Everbearing. I bought it as Texas Everbearing.
Okay.
And it's not, because they're purple. And they don't like our climate. They don't like the humidity.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to get them to ripen properly.
Well, I see it's got that rust on the leaf just a little bit. Not
Oh
too
yeah,
bad,
all
but
the figs get that. But the fruits, like, they don't finish right.
This one's fermented.
Yeah, see, they ferment before they get anywhere. Like this one's, they're just lousy.
yeah.
I'm yanking that tree. I know, all these years on that tree, and it's gone. I'm pulling it. And sometimes you gotta do. Here's those logs that I was talking about.
Whoa.
That's what I chopped up this morning. I was getting out of there.
Yeah, just a morning's work. No problem. No big deal.
That's what I did this morning. That's why I have a headache right now. Yeah.
Some people are still getting out of bed.
Yeah, I had 40 foot of that to rip down. Most of this is from that trunk. It was like a 90 footer.
That's some nice quality wood, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll do something with it. I'll make some raised beds with it or something.
Oh, okay.
Do
The
something.
other ones, like Grandpa's fig.
They're here now. Yeah, I moved them out here. So there might be. Oh, we got to get a papaya. I think I have some worthy papayas of green papaya salad. So check this out. This is something I always do with my papayas.
There's a lot of them.
Nice. Are they ripe? Got my grandma's figs over there.
Oh, cool.
So when I pull a papaya, I grow papayas to eat them green. I don't really particularly like them ripe. When I pull a papaya before I take it off, I always run out here and do this with my finger. It's called milking the papaya. That's all latex
Oh, wow.
that comes out of it. And you don't have to do much. I mean, my fingernails are not big or sharp or anything. But it really helps to get that latex out of it. Oh, yeah. That's Grandma's brown turkey
Oh,
fig.
nice.
The story of my brown turkey fig is when I was like 9 or 10 years old, I think younger than him, my grandfather took me to this place in the Bronx. And if I remember right, his buddy's name was Bernie.
Thank you.
And Bernie had these fig trees in his backyard in the Bronx, big ones, like 40, 50 foot tall. It was huge. And I climbed them. They were so big, I
Whoa.
was climbing them. And I was pulling figs off, and they were fat, like big monster figs. And I'd never eaten a fig before, a fresh fig, and it just blew my mind. These fat, perfectly ripe figs, and I filled a big tub, and I was up there just gorging myself. So when I moved down to Florida and I finally bought my first house in like 2006, I think it was, I called my grandma and I said, hey, do you think that fig will, can I grow that down here? I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea about growing food. And she's like, I don't know, I'll ask the gardener how to make that happen. Well, apparently he knew what to do, and he took some cuttings, and he hooked her up with, she brought down 3 little cuttings that were like this long. And she brought a rooted cuttings in a pickle jar. And I took them over to my house, and I planted them. Again, no clue what I was doing. One died. My neighbor ran one over with a tractor and killed it. But there's one that's still there. And a couple of years ago, I went over and I took a couple of cuttings off of it. And I have them over here now, and there's 2 blue pots right there.
Wow.
And they're popping out fruit right now. They were in a bad spot, and they weren't getting proper water and proper care. I just moved them a few weeks ago, and they're already...
They're fruiting in the pot.
Yeah, figs do better in a pot in Florida.
Oh, wow.
We have nematode issues here.
Okay.
And figs are super susceptible to them.
Interesting.
So this soil right here, that helps a lot. Fight the nematodes.
Wow.
These guys, my babies right there.
Oh, yeah.
Millipedes.
Hard at work.
Probably the best nutrient you can possibly get out of a composter right there.
No kidding.
Millipedes. Better than worms. So,
Wow.
still milking out this papaya. Ooh, let me see this. You just get it all out. You don't have to deal with it in the kitchen.
You don't get all over the cutting board, and it'll take forever to get off.
Yeah, it's just goopy. So you see it all just goos and just gooing out of there.
Yeah.
We should try to make our own gloves. Papaya.
Collect the latex.
Yeah. Actually, let me see this again. So I'll snip it. Thank you, sir. And that will be in our salad, green papaya salad. I'll put it in a little julienne thing that we've got. And,
I've never heard of doing that, but it makes perfect sense.
milk in the papaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes it easier to deal with later. Here, bud, you want to carry this one in so I can keep picking? Oh, what else is there? Oh, let's go to the other hibiscus. This was the bottom. This was the last piece.
Whoa.
It was too heavy. The tractor couldn't lift it and actually drag it. It was pulling. It was lifting the back. It kept flopping the tractor. Yeah, it's just a beast.
That is so much wood.
And that is what I was looking at for the last 10 years, going, that thing is going to crush
Yeah.
my house.
That's the problem with the oak trees, right? You just
Well, the
No.
water oaks, they're like 50, 60-year trees, and that's it. Their lifespan is over, and they're going to fall. And we've
Yeah.
had a lot of them fall.
Yeah, we
Last year, we lost 7 big trees, went down. And the one that, there was 2 up, right there. One was leaning towards the house, and one was going the other way. And the one that was leaning away from the house snapped off,
Okay.
like about 40 feet up. And it came down, 40 feet up. It was still like
Whoa.
that.
Yeah.
And it came down and it hit the pavers, and it drove the pavers into the ground like almost 2 feet. Think about a 16-inch paver.
Oh yeah.
What kind of force does it take to put a 16-inch paver 2 feet into the ground?
Yeah, 1,000
One
pounds or more.
blunt force.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was a warning. Like the universe was screaming at me, you better take these things down.
For sure.
There's another ripey.
Oh wow.
They don't do so well in salads when they're ripe like that, so we just eat them.
Nice.
But these are my wandering snacks, during the day while we're out here picking. These Cherry of the Rio Grandes actually popped a few fruits. Have you ever eaten Cherry of the Rio Grande?
I have not.
It flowered. It did this like real late flowering that was very weird. This is Cherry of the Rio Grande.
Oh, wow.
It's a cool little fruit. There's little leaves on the end. You pop the little leaves off. There's going to be a seed in there, but it's a nice fruit. And it's real hard to grow cherries here, like Rainier cherries and Bing cherries. That doesn't happen here because of the cold sin. Yep, and that will turn into another one of those trees.
So we want to keep this one, right?
I have so many of them.
Okay.
But you might
I'll
want
put it in
to
my
keep
pocket.
Yeah, you might want to keep that.
Pocket
These
that
trees
shit.
are only 3 years old.
Wow.
Like from seed, 3.5 years. They've grown so
They look so
quickly.
healthy.
Oh, so healthy. I've never watered them. I've never fertilized them. I've never done nothing to them. I think they got some rabbit manure once.
Got a lot of new growth. I see you have a lot of wood chips around.
Yeah, a lot of wood chips.
Do you make those yourself? The wood chips?
No, I get the tree trimmers.
Okay.
If you, we'll get up there
Nice.
and you'll see. Here's another one of
Got
these
the wood
hibiscuses.
chip connection.
Yeah, the wood chip connection is huge. So this is Hibiscus caliphylus. This
Okay.
is just like that other one we were picking, except this is a yellow flower. And also delicious. You can see this patch is now about 15 feet wide. This was one single plant that I planted 2 years ago. And I just let it go to seed. I let it flower. I just let everything fall on the ground. And now I come back here when my nursery washes out and I don't have any more, because these sell quickly. When the nursery's empty, I just come back here, yank a few out of the ground, pot them up, give them a week, and they just bounce right back. It's such a strong plant.
Interesting.
And
You grow them from pulling a sprout.
yeah, I mean, you can yank one of these big plants. I mean, I could pull one of these big monsters out of the ground, shove it in a pot, water it, and just keep it in the shade for a week, and it's like it never happened.
Wow.
They're one of the toughest plants ever. All these edible hibiscuses. So
Yeah, I thought there was only one.
so overlooked. I mean, we've got 4 different edible hibiscuses in this salad already.
Real.
Let's see what else we can find back here. I don't think there's any. Oh, garlic chives. That's a great one. This will be an annual bed. I'm just got to get all this grass seed beat down. Oh, there's a couple things in here.
Soil looks good just about everywhere you go.
Yeah, we've been at it on building soil for it's been a while.
Yeah.
This is garlic chives. This is an awesome little plant. You can just yank them right off. The flavor on these things is fantastic. Talk about a perennial that never ever stops producing. All seasons, you got chives.
Wow.
They're
It's
tasty.
really good.
It's
really
great.
mild.
Yeah, but it adds that oniony.
But yeah,
you know,
just enough. Yeah,
just
it's perfect.
enough. Yeah, it's not strong, but enough. And you can just constantly tear them out of the ground. I've seen some videos where this one guy somewhere in maybe Japan, something like that, was pulling them out, and he was fermenting the garlic chives.
Ooh, wow, that sounds
And
good.
like kimchi style.
Yeah.
And it looked so good.
That does look good. I'd love to get into that fermenting.
Oh God, I love it.
Yeah, I eat a lot of kimchi.
Kimchi is one of my very favorite things.
Yeah.
I
Well, I'll tell you what, you combine the kimchi with what you've got going on back here, all the probiotics.
Yeah.
You know, I
Oh,
think
so good.
You're in for the
It's
win.
so good. Yeah, how do you beat that? So, again, I'm trying to make this salad ready.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me see how you're selecting all the different ingredients to this amazing salad.
Oh, wait till
Just-
we sit down and tear this up. It's gonna be
Yeah.
so good.
Just the amount of diversity in that bowl.
Yeah, and we're not even close to done.
And it's
Right
very
here,
impressive.
Longevity spinach.
Now
corn.
that I do have.
Yeah, that's another great one. Cholesterol spinach. Just grab the tips.
And that doesn't seem to mind the salt at all.
That's nice to know. Then maybe the Okinawan would do good for you too.
Yeah.
Do you have this in the sun or in the shade?
In the sun mostly.
Yeah, I think we should definitely get some Okinawan. I'll bring all the spinaches out there and
Right
we'll
on.
try them all. Because if one of them will work, maybe they'll all work. That Suriname spinach, that stuff seems pretty adaptable to just about everywhere. Oh, check them out. I got some pineapple guavas. You can see them on that plant. I haven't eaten those yet. I don't quite know when they're ripe, but those are awfully fat from what they looked like a few weeks ago. I was told that they won't fruit here, for one. And I was told that you have to have 2 plants flower at the same time or they won't fruit. And I only had 1 plant flower. That single plant is the only one that flowered, and it's got fruit all over it. So all that hooby-dooby about you have to have this and you have to have that and it doesn't work and it won't work.
Right, just plant it.
I don't believe any of that stuff that I hear. I have, and I've struggled and fought all that stuff for years. And then in the end, the experience of actually doing it tells a very different story.
Right.
Almost always. So I don't know if they're supposed to be crunchy or hard or what, but those are fattening quite a bit.
I mean, there's too many factors to know them all.
Yeah, way too many. I gotta find out. Who knows about this plant? This is the first year, but I found these. I got so lucky finding these big, fat, mature pineapple guavas. Completely cold hardy. They don't care at all. They grow incredibly well. They've put on so much size since they've been here. Big flushes, but it's really interesting to see. They were all the same size, but you notice this one, none of the other ones flowered and fruited. This one is the one that flowered and fruited and is smaller. Puts all the energy into the fruit,
Makes sense.
not into the growing green. I would imagine that all of these are going to unload next year.
Awesome. Is that an avocado right there?
Yeah, it's a seedling. It actually froze off.
Yeah.
So that's actually rootstock. So I have to graft something onto that. It didn't make it. This is my really, really cold area back
So
here.
as long as it comes back, it's just rootstock for the next variety.
Yeah. So I'll probably put Brogdon on it. Brogdon's been really strong. We may have a Brogdon to pick up front.
Oh, wow.
I know there's one avocado left on that. This whole field right here is infested with Florida betony, and I don't see any of it right now. I would guess it's probably gone because of the summer, just because of the heat, but maybe there's some tubers. Yeah, some older tubers.
Oh, wow.
I'm not gonna bother with those. They need to be like bright white.
Okay.
But this is a Florida native plant, and a lot of people tell you to get rid of it, but it grows. I mean, I wish we had better examples of it than that. That just looks terrible. They decompose pretty quickly every season.
Interesting.
But this white root right here, that's it. That's the plant, doing its thing.
Wow.
There it is.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the Florida betony. It'll have a purple flower, like a little panicle of multiple flowers on it.
Interesting.
But it throws that white root system, and people have this everywhere. You've probably got it in your lawn. If you have a lawn,
I think I have seen it.
yeah, it's around. It's everywhere. More in the fall. I guess it really booms. The heat just destroys it.
Is this the Bentley too?
No, this is actually that's the starters of the clip dogga, Leonidas nepidifolia. It's a medicinal. It's also called lion's tail. It's that plant that's over there, up top. See the little orange flowers up top?
Oh, yeah.
The tall one? Mm-hmm. It's got some relaxation qualities, and it's some pretty interesting stuff. It kind of gets you a little buzzed if you make tea out of it.
Interesting.
It's legal. It's nothing illegal. It's not a
Yeah.
drug or anything like that, but it can act that way. Let's see we should probably just go up front. This was a mulberry tree that just absolutely unloads every year. Thai everbearing.
Oh, okay. This is the famous Thai
Oh, this is the baby right here.
Yeah.
This thing is going to command the space. I was going to defoliate it this year and fruit it again.
Yeah.
It fruited really, really well this year.
Got a nice shape to it.
And that's what I was looking at. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to fruit it again. I'm going to let it focus on limb growth.
Yeah.
Because I have all these gigantic limbs now. Every one of these limbs is going to lose its mind next year.
Yeah.
Because it's not just going to have a couple of fruits. Like, the way these things fruit, they fruit a new growth. And they're going to fruit a new growth out of each one of these buds. So this thing's going to freeze off all these leaves in the wintertime. And then in the springtime, it's going to pop new. And every one of these buds is going to grow out a bunch of berries. And a bunch of berries. And a bunch
Oh,
of
like a
berries.
cluster of berries on each
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
A cluster of berries is going to come out of each one of these buds. And if you look at the amount of buds on each one of these arms, and then the amount of arms on this tree, I'll bet you I get 30, 40, 50 pounds
You can need more buckets.
of fruit off of this. It's so awesome to have
That
these
is so
trees.
cool.
Pomegranate,
Oh, wow.
yeah. A lot of people say you can't grow pomegranates in Florida.
I've sure never seen one that big.
Find the right variety. It's all about variety. Yeah, all this stuff is about variety. Like,
Yeah.
these are different varieties of greens that, it's not common. It's just not what's in the grocery store, and it's not what we've been told is food.
Right.
So it's not thought of as food, and people are weirded out by this. Like we were talking inside about 180,000 years.
Yeah.
Human has been of the same brain power, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we're eating in
Yeah,
this
we're-
climate.
I mean, we must have been doing this for a lot longer than we're doing what modern society does,
Yeah.
walking around just picking stuff.
Yeah, for like 179,900 years. Like the
Yes.
last 100, we've been doing this go to the store thing.
Right.
But yeah, look at the last 180,000 years. That's crazy to think of that. The amount of generations
Right.
that it's in the millions of generations of people have gone through
Yeah.
eating whatever they could find.
I wonder how many times all this stuff has had to be relearned,
Yeah,
too, because we can forget it all.
and especially now.
Yeah.
Now it's the worst.
Now, and then you start to see things which are super high protein, nutrient rich things, and people view them as nuisances that
Yeah.
must be gotten rid of.
Wait till we get up front and you see this cactus we're going to harvest from. But yeah, this is awesome. This is Vietnamese red.
Wow.
That one is mature, ready to fruit, ready
beauty.
to harvest. But the stem is so thick on these things, like there's no danger of this like accidentally falling off.
Right.
So I'll just leave it. I'll let it turn totally red. Nothing really ever
Beautiful.
messes with them, and this thing just pops. This is an air layer of that tree because I wanted this exact variety and I didn't have access to more
Air
trees,
layers,
so I just air layered and made my new one. This one flowered a little bit this year, so I'll get some fruit off it next year. And I do have a lot of these now. There's Peanut. So here's something about these pomegranates. They love to shoot suckers, and you don't want to let the suckers grow.
Okay.
You let the suckers grow, you're stealing all the nutrients. I always equate this to if you're going to get some food out of your refrigerator's only got so much food, right? It's all coming from right here. This is your pantry. This is where you're storing all your food. Your kids are up here, the important ones.
Right.
These are the ones you want to feed. These are all the neighborhood riffraff coming in to empty your cabinets, and then your kids don't get the food, and then they don't fruit. I want my kid to fruit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to get the riffraff out of there.
And they're almost, they're getting to it before it can physically get to the top.
Exactly.
I never thought of
That's why
that.
they're called suckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take it right out. I want my baby boy to fruit, not the kid down the street.
He seems well fed. Healthy.
Healthy boy. So yeah, that's something people really struggle with, cutting their trees.
Yeah, like
Afraid.
there's an emotional connection to it.
I think they're just afraid they're going to kill it,
Yeah, they're going to kill it.
and they're afraid to just cut anything, take anything off
Yeah.
of it. So don't be afraid to cut your trees. Cut your trees. Cut.
That's right.
Take everything off. This is all of these just places where I've chopped.
Well, if they've got enough nutrients, then, I mean, it's almost necessity.
It is necessity, and if it's a healthy plant, you should be able to cut this to the ground. I literally should have no problem chopping this off at the ground with no leaves left on it, and it should have plenty of energy stored up in this trunk and root to be able to regenerate some leaves and then create photosynthesis and create some sugars and be able to regenerate. If a plant is not capable of doing that, then it was on its way out anyway. Yeah. All right, let's go up front. Where'd you put that papaya, bud?
What do you think?
What?
What do you think?
Oh, up front.
It's cool, the off-road one-wheeling.
Let's ride. He's got Jimmy's one wheel.
That's awesome.
Check out this rack of fruit here.
Ooh.
Dwarf Brazilian. That's a really thick rack of fruit. I'm really happy with
beauty.
that.
Yeah, it's such an interesting looking banana, too.
Yeah. It's, you see how it's like holding on to all the lowers, all the nails, and all the lower sheaths and everything.
Yeah.
The flower petals are all staying there. It's indicative of this species and Rajapuri. And in fact, this lady, I was just talking to her, she was saying that they may be almost indistinguishable between Rajapuri and Dwarf Brazilian. And I haven't eaten them both yet. I froze this off last year, and I froze all the Rajas. The Rajas are back there. They're kind of hidden in the jungle of Mexican sunflower. So I do need to go back in there, and there may be racks of fruit hanging. If there are, I need to get them propped. See, this is a
propped up with the bamboo?
Yeah, I always do this. I prop every
no kidding.
banana, because if you don't, they flop.
Okay.
Prop or they flop.
Prop or the flower. Now, I've heard some people say to take the flower off.
In my YouTube channel,
Yep.
The Reid Farm, shameless plug, I actually did the experiment back here. We had that batch of Orinoco's right there. We had two plants of flower within 3 days of each other. And they were similar size, they were on the same mat, big mat. And we've since reset that mat. But we had them flower, and I let them come out, I let them finish, set their females, and start dropping males. That's a real common thing people think. They're like, oh, my bananas stop, now the bananas are falling off. The first ones that come out are females. The ones that come out below are males. Okay. This is something you should have no problem growing.
Yes, I have
Yeah,
good
you should
success with
crush
bananas.
bananas out there.
But yeah, pretty high wind area.
Well, the prop,
Yeah, but they grow back so fast.
yeah, the prop will make such a difference. But that's the, if you look at that video, we allowed them to come out, as females to set, and I took flower off of one, and I left the flower on the other.
Nice.
Who wins? They ripened within 3 days of each other, just like when they bloomed, so that made no difference. The difference that I saw was the one that I took the flower off of did not ripen evenly. And the one that I left the flower on, the fruits ripened evenly, complete, and beautiful. So ultimately, leave nature to do what it does, and I got a better result.
Get out of the way.
I'm sure I could probably do it again, you know, and more experiment probably necessary, but preliminary results of that experiment definitely pointed to don't cut the flower off, leave it alone. It did not force it to ripen any faster.
And look down in the description for a link to the video.
Yes, we will find that and get it to you. Oh, one wheel. Yeah, let's work our way up front.
We still have that big moringa tree in the front.
Yeah, there's up there. There's actually one back here too.
Ooh, we should stop by the scorpion greenhouse.
Oh, we definitely should stop by the Cecropia. And the Jamaican cherry. We gotta throw some Jamaican cherries in this salad. Let's stop by the Patangatuba. Let's stop by the Jaboticabas. Jaboticabas, my big girls.
Wow. That's a healthy one.
You are in.
I've never seen one this healthy. Oh, the famous.
Jaboticaba.
Jaboticaba.
There's some back there too.
Should look at that.
Patangatuba. Look, there's one.
There's so many firsts today.
There's in there too. Can you grab that one? Yeah, this is what we ate inside. Jabos are ridiculous, aren't they? I have a variety that will grow for you.
Wow.
You can't squeeze these ones too hard.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
growers.
It's the bag of juice. That's delicious, isn't it?
It's like a plum and a, yeah, I like
Yeah,
it better than a plum.
It's got all the all the flavors. And this is just red hybrid. This is kind of the standard faster fruiting variety. This tree is probably like, I don't know, 6 years old maybe.
Okay, yeah.
It's mature. It's a nice tree. And it's about to flower again, it looks like. I'm starting to see some bumps. See right there? That's the beginning of flowering. The little
Okay.
tiny bumps, they flower just right on the trunk here.
Let's see if
Jack's
I can
got,
get
oh,
it.
look at you.
There it is.
I'll wash that one off. Look at this. Jack's found you some more.
Holy moly.
You
One
find
that-
them real dark ones, like that big fat one. Those are prime.
I want to hold this.
Could you
Like
can you
there's-
rinse it off, or just go plant it? Plant it right underneath one of these, and when it pops up, we'll pot it up.
Hold on, gotta get my thing clipped on. All right.
Tangatuba,
Oh yeah,
Jaboticaba.
nice.
These are cold hardy plants. In fact, there are no protection ever out here.
Like, what did we drop to? 28 one year?
I'm 23.
These were fine.
These are amazing.
Not a leaf damage.
Yeah, these are. Let me have one of these.
Yeah,
I haven't
sure.
had one of these in a couple weeks. There's something special about them.
There really is.
It's such a good fruit. And I grow these for seed.
It does have a grape flavor to it.
Yeah,
Right.
Brazilian grape.
Are there any Caristas ready?
I don't think so. I think we're getting there. We'll see it.
Yeah, you have to get Caristas when they're exactly ripe, or they don't taste the best.
Okay.
That's an understatement. But when they're ripe, they're pretty good. So right here are my kratom trees.
Oh.
That's
yeah, I know
The
about kratom.
infamous. Watch out! You could be a heroin addict.
Yeah,
It's not like that at all. It's just a wonderful medicine.
unbelievable. Wow.
I pull leaves. I powder the leaves. When I'm in extreme pain, like debilitating, like I can't get up today, I'm not going to be able to do my day, I'll take like a teaspoon and mix it in with a shake.
Nice.
Just like ground leaf. Lots of people make tea with it, but it's an amazing medicine, and it works. It works like you wouldn't believe.
I've never had it. That's amazing.
When I was there was this one day, the first time I ever actually tried it, like off the leaves that I harvested off of these guys, I took a teaspoon. And I was on a recommendation based on a friend of mine whose brother had been taking it, but he had been taking the store-bought stuff, and he was taking 2 teaspoons. He's a big dude. He's a bodybuilder, weightlifter. So I figured, I'm a small guy, skinny guy, not a bodybuilder, and so I'll go halfway. So I did 1 teaspoon, and it lit me up. Like I was flying. I felt great. I felt amazing. But a little too much. Like I was kind of high.
Yeah.
But when that initial buzz kind of wore off, I didn't feel any of that back pain, shoulder pain, all the muscle pain for like a week.
Whoa.
It like deleted it.
Interesting.
for a week. I couldn't believe it. I was in heavy amount of pain from tile work and just like hardcore construction
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And I can't do that anymore. But this plant just changed everything. I don't use it a lot because from what the research I've seen, it can do some liver damage when used excessively.
Well, like anything you use
like
excessively.
alcohol, which people drink constantly.
Oh yeah.
I don't touch that. But, you know, one beer is not going to kill you. Obviously, people drink several a day, lots of people, and they're fine. Or are they fine? Who knows?
It's definitely not a healthy choice.
It's not a healthy choice. But to take a teaspoon of kratom once in a while when I'm sick, you know, you want to take that, or you want to take Advil?
Right.
You take something.
Yeah.
It may as well be a natural product that I grew in my backyard.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
there's a few varieties there. There's a red, there's a white, there's a green. They all have different uses, different times of the day where they're particularly useful.
Are they fairly easy to grow? Or?
Yeah, pretty easy.
I mean, they look like they're doing very well
this past year. These look a little chlorotic. This growth does, but these
Yeah,
are
a little
finally
yellow.
starting
Okay.
to take and look really good.
Nice.
They like a lot of water. It's
okay.
definitely a water-hungry plant.
Yeah, it looks like it's a little leggy. Like it wants to stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, you can see where they froze. That froze off.
Interesting.
This one in here froze off. They were a good size. Like they were chunky trees last year.
And they froze back and
They
they're
froze hard, yeah.
Interesting.
But I didn't have to touch them. I didn't have to do anything to them. And right before the freeze, like we think it was December 23rd, 22nd, was right before we were going to get a freeze. I came out here and I stripped all of them bare. Just took every leaf off.
Yeah, dry it out.
Just so I'd have my harvest. At least I have my stuff. And right now I think I've got like a half a gallon of powdered leaf.
Oh wow.
So I'm good forever.
Yeah.
Just off of that one harvest is probably enough to last me 20 years.
Wow.
Because I don't take it that much.
Yeah,
I take
yeah.
it when I need it. And lately I haven't needed it.
Yep. That's fascinating. I saw in one of your videos you were talking about ashwagandha. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know
Over at
much about
Mitch
that
and
either.
Jess.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Look at this greenhouse.
Yeah, you are.
Holy moly.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the Cecropia tree?
No.
The Cecropia is the gummy worm tree. And that
Oh.
is this beautiful thing right here. Look at that. Those are all the gummy worms.
Leaf.
And these are
Whoa.
absolutely
Definitely
perfectly ripe Cecropia fruit.
Wow.
They don't get any better than that.
Look at that. They look like chicken's feet.
They are awesome.
I mean that in the best way.
All right, you ready? So you slide them off.
And then
That
you
is
just
the fruit. And Jax is just a monster with these things. Look at him tearing them up. They've been
my
likened.
first.
They have been likened to a watery sweet fig.
Almost like a mintiness.
best one I've had
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah, phenomenal. Right? You can just gobble those up.
Those
Really
are good. Wow.
Here, Jaxie, have this big one. Yeah, he has fallen in love with these things.
Is this your favorite? One of the favorites.
It's one of
Why pick a favorite?
the gummy worm.
Have many favorites. Oh,
Like
thank
you can grow gummy worms. Come on, how cool is that?
And then the next one,
That is so cool.
see all those red breads
Oh
going on
man, we're full. And have you had these?
I have, but are these the black ones?
This is Jamaican cherry,
Yeah.
the cotton candy flavored berries. And this thing is just
Thank you.
full.
This is actually one of the things we were on the news.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it sure was. This is actually what kind of put us on the map as a farm. It was one of those funny things that I was sitting there with Kelly, and she had just started doing these long form posts, and wow, God, love that.
It was good.
Love that Cecropia. She just started doing these posts where she had studying the algorithms and stuff of Facebook and kind of how it
Yeah.
puts stuff out there. Oh, the yellow ones. There's the yellow Jamaican cherry.
Oh, okay.
Nice fat one too.
Ooh.
So
I've
she
never
had been
seen a yellow one.
She'd been studying that and figuring out how to get us some reach. And we're sitting there in the living room, and I said to her as she was writing the post, I'm like, you know, You're going to write one of these posts and it's going to catch. And the right person's going to see it and it's going to change everything for us.
Right.
And 2 weeks later, Paulo, who happens to work for Fox 35, he's the cameraman, a great guy on top of just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Got lucky enough to meet Paulo and David that are just awesome human beings. And Paulo saw that and was like, what? A cotton candy flavored berry? He sent it to David. David contacted me and we were on the news and the rest is history.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we were established, you know, now we're a farm.
Yeah.
We were a farm before, but it became a thing.
Yeah.
Like people
Started to see the traffic.
People found us and we started to actually make some money and it became a profitable business. And actually my wife was able to get out of the atrocious, horrific office life that she was in.
Yeah.
Working for a lawyer, and it just made everything better for us.
Yeah,
and this was the tree that did it. This actual physical tree is the funny enough was the only tree that I had on the property aside from the one that I had in the ground. This one was potted.
Wow.
And when we were on the news, I had one tree for sale and it was this one. And that was I think it was a Wednesday when he was here. And he left at 10:15, I left at 10:30. And I drove down south and I picked up 250 of these trees. And I sold all 250 of them by the end of that weekend.
Wow. That's great.
But I kept this one because it was on the news. Like this tree has actually been on television. So I'm like, I can't sell you. I have to plant
This is
you.
the famous.
This is the one. And it just drops fruit. You see, it's just littered with fruit.
Yeah.
This is
Super
actually
healthy.
part of the reason that this greenhouse got built in place,
Yeah.
because I wanted to preserve it and I want to always have them.
And so you put the cover back on in the winter when it gets cold. I see.
Yeah, now I got to deal with Cecropia. The Cecropia is like crawling out the top, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to cut it yet because it keeps setting fruit.
So what do you do?
Wait.
Okay.
Hope.
Yeah.
I'll air layer it. Like I have another one in the backyard actually that I air layered so I can try an outside grow and see if I can do it. There's this dude Walker up in Georgia that has one. He said he got it up to like 40 foot tall.
Wow.
And it froze down. He got 15 degrees and that's what finally took it out. People are saying it's way more sensitive than that, but he did manage to get it to happen in Georgia outside. So
just look at the size of this leaf.
yeah, it's just monster. There's supposed to be some animal food value to this. Like,
Okay.
there's a lot more going on here than just some cool fruit.
Yeah.
There's definitely something to it.
The native wildlife.
Oh, what's that? Oh, millipede?
Yeah.
The millipedes, my greatest composters. When those things showed up, after enough material had hit the ground, they needed a place to be and something to
Look at the legs moving.
something
so
to decompose. And the millipedes have done such a wonderful job.
What a miracle
Anything
that
that
thing
hits
is.
the ground at this place, if you wait 2 or 3 days, there's a pile of millipedes.
Yeah, this is your workforce.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, yeah, this is the game. That's what does it all here.
Yeah.
You can, if you bet you pick up any pot, any leaf, anything that's hitting the ground, there's millipedes on it.
Wow.
Almost everywhere. And then we have such
What
a
do we have here?
huge. This is one of my highly prized medicinals. This is the miracle leaf, Bryophyllum pinnatum.
Okay.
This will take care of kidney issues.
Okay.
Kidney stones,
Huh.
2-3 leaves, clean.
Wow.
I had actually had this dude come here a couple of years ago to buy some plants, and he told me that he was in a lot of pain, like physically, like just dying of kidney stones, and he was about to have surgery. And I'm like, well, let me give you some of these leaves, and maybe it'll work. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll kick it out of you. He came back and saw me the following weekend, and he told me that he canceled the surgery that he had set up because it
Wow.
worked that quickly. And he was walking kind of like this
Yeah.
when he was here the week
Oh, it's-
before. And when he came back, the dude gave me a big hug. He's a Marine, and he was in a lot of pain. And he gave me a big, he's like, you changed my life. This whole thing, it's just like, I feel great. I haven't felt this way in 20 years. Just washed me out. So this is one of the things that goes in our salad. I always throw a little in.
Excellent. Well, any hidden kidney stones I don't know about, man. Maybe
Just preventative, you know.
Yeah,
preventative
exactly.
medicine.
Well, you know, you eating all that carbonated, drinking carbonated soda and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, it's best you don't do it. Totally
just-
unhealthy, but anything carbonated,
Yeah. So
likely to create the
here is what's neat about this
minerals.
plant. This is how I propagate it.
Oh wow, from the leaf.
From the leaf. Yeah, each notch on the leaf will grow new growth and give you new roots.
So neat.
So we sit here, throw a couple leaves on the ground, nestle them in, give them a minute. Like you can look at all of these. These are all little plants. So we potted a bunch up. We let them grow out. They like to grow here. This is where they go. So we'll let them grow, and then out to the nursery.
They look great.
What else we got in here? This lunatic.
Black pepper.
Yeah, here's black pepper. They haven't flowered yet this year. They did flower last year, and I actually got some peppercorns. But we're doing really well. They look
What's
really good.
this? This is starting to fruit.
Oh, that's a canistel. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some fruit off of this. Yeah, here we go. The flowers are opening. I haven't fruited this yet, but it's been here for a couple of years. This is a yellow custard apple. My mom smuggled some seeds back from Belize right before COVID shut down. In like February 2020, she went there, and she ate it. She was like, "This is the best I've ever tasted."
Custard apple.
Custard apple,
Yeah.
yes, yellow custard apple. And she's like, "It's the best one I've tasted." And she's been all over the place eating all these weird foods.
Well, it certainly is healthy.
So that's one of them. This is another
Fantastic.
one. They seem to flower later in the summer. So that one flowered a little last year. It didn't say anything. Well, I'm really hoping we may be there this year. But this is kind of my maybe it'll work, maybe it won't greenhouse.
It looks like it's working.
It's working, yeah. I mean, look at these yellow Jamaicans, all these yellow Jamaican cherries.
Everywhere you look, something interesting.
So,
Oh, the yellow Jamaican.
yeah, they're so delicious. You can eat all you want, because they're just gonna fall on the ground if they don't get eaten.
Yeah. You'd be the millipedes.
Perfectly frozen inside.
Oh, check them out.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, I'm drowned in my pool.
Wow.
We just
Maybe that'd
planted
be a
some
good one to-
gingers right here.
Press that one, maybe.
But they never rot. So here.
Oh, look at that. There it is.
Beautiful.
This is one of those yellows. It's got flowers. Sure enough.
And the pink fuzzy banana.
The pink funny banana. Yeah, look at this. Here's one of those yellow custard apples with a flower on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we may get there. I might have to hand pollinate this. Pink fuzzy bananas.
I know. Why would you have to hand pollinate it?
There's a certain bug that pollinates these naturally, and they're not here.
I see.
Pink fuzzy banana.
Like,
Oh, wow.
if you zoom
And
in
this
on one of
is
them,
ripe. Perfectly ripe. They've been falling on the ground and they sprout, but that's how you know that they're ready to eat.
Like this is one of the
Whoa.
only seed-bearing bananas.
Yeah, full of seeds.
Like pop it open.
Look at that.
Seeds.
No
All
way.
seeds.
They taste good. I mean, you can
There's
taste
just
it.
not a lot.
There's just, yeah, it's not a lot of flesh. It's all seed.
Mmm.
Full of buckshot.
Yeah.
I'll sprout them. And
Wow.
people say that they're really difficult to sprout. I don't know. We don't have an issue. I sprout tons of them.
Just as an ornamental. they're
Yeah,
amazing.
they're just gorgeous.
That's just
And they're actually
crazy.
hardy to zone 7 from what we've heard. So I put one outside. I wanted it in here just because I really wanted it to grow and I wanted to get it fruited. And it's almost like perpetual fruit. It never doesn't have fruit on it. So all of these bananas have just fallen. And generally the millipedes and stuff eat them up really quickly, but then the seeds sprout. Like these are all
Yeah.
sprouted bananas. But we've got lots of them in the greenhouse. They're very
So
easy to
neat.
sprout. It's just a cool plant.
That's so cool.
This right here is called Majoan tea.
Oh.
Smell that. Crush it and smell it. It's so good. It's like an anti-anxiety. Ah, just heaven.
That smells good.
And right here behind you is yerba mate. Right here.
Yerba mate.
Yeah, the caffeine drink.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the trees. And I don't believe they need to be in here. I just stuck some little babies in here and walked away. Just a big fat wasp on that one.
Oh yeah.
Some bananas. Here's another custard apple. Oh, this is a cool plant called Dovialis, or key apple. It's not actually technically a key apple, it's a hybrid. Neat looking plant.
Wow.
Grows something like a sour apricot. Pretty
Okay.
similar. Oh, right here, kava kava. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah.
Right here.
No kidding.
This is kava kava. Yeah, grown in Hawaii mostly.
Wow. Now that's
Yeah.
the root they make the drink out of. Right?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
it. That's kava kava.
Neat.
There's another one over there. They're doing really well in here.
They look very healthy.
like a little bit of that shade, so this banana's really helping that one out. Coconut, pandan grass.
What kind of grass is that?
Pandan grass.
Pandan.
Pandan.
Pandan. Oh.
Yeah, if you crush this and smell it, I think people take the leaves and cook them with rice. A very unique smell. We haven't used it yet. I need to
Interesting.
dive into that and do something with it. I just get all these weird things, you know, and I try and use them. There's some grapes,
Oh wow.
muscadines. There's some seeds in them. They're delicious though.
Muscadines growing off the vine.
I think this one was Welder muscadine. No, that one's Cowart. Yummy little things.
Good grapes. Beautiful.
Yeah, nice grapes. This is actually Cabernet
Wow.
that they say cannot grow here.
Yeah, I was going to say that's impossible.
They've been here for 3 years.
Cabernet grapes in Florida.
Cabernet grapes, baby. And they work. So far, no Pierce's disease. I'm watching. I mean, something's eating the leaves, but they're already past. They didn't fruit this year because I chopped the hell out of it. This is a little mango that I grafted. That's sweet tart on there. Sweet tart right there. That's a veneer graft. That's a cleft graft. But both of those took, and those are both off my sweet tart.
Oh, so cool.
So that's going to be, that's actually going to my friend's house. I fed his son his first piece of mango the other day that he fell in love with. And it was sweet tart. And I just harvested off my own tree. Here's another graft that I did. This is a piece of Hychia persimmon. I saw it.
Persimmon.
This is the Native American persimmon right here. I put another one on, but that one failed. So I can cut all of this off now, and this is the tree. So I made a new persimmon tree. This is one that just died. The original died down here, so this was the new rootstock that came up. So it's time to take all of this off and put all the energy into this one single. Need to get some pruners and take care of that.
Wow.
My jackfruit's in there trying to survive. Sugar apple. I had to deadhead this thing this year. It was way too tall. I think I missed my window of fruit on it. Here's another one of the mulberry trees.
Oh, is this another one of the Thai?
Yeah.
Nice.
This is my sweet tart. It's my mango tree. That actually gave me my first mango fruit that I ever grew here. They don't grow here. They
Yeah,
kind of do, but my property is icy cold.
Yeah, yeah.
This is like my collection right here, my personal stuff. Here's a cool avocado I made. This is Winter Mexican right there. That graft is Winter Mexican. This graft is Brogdon. So I got twins on the same plant.
Fruit cocktail.
Yep.
Loquat.
These are my babies. Like all my weird varieties and cool stuff that I want to grow.
Beautiful collection.
Citrus. This is an orange tree. The Puerto Rican black beans are getting vicious. But I have my citrus sitting underneath the oaks. And everyone says you can't grow citrus, that they're struggling with it. But nice and dark green, but they need to be in the shade. They need to be in the oaks. Look at that. I just rescued this tree recently.
Ooh, yeah.
From Rockledge. I did a post on this and it reached like 750,000 people.
Whoa.
Everyone was so excited about it. My buddy's dad died and he had grown this tree from seed a long time ago. It's an old tree. And it was in a pot. And they were about to sell the house down in Rockledge and Bob called me and said, hey, I'd really like to preserve this tree if we could. You know, I think you could go get it. And I didn't realize how big it was.
That's a big one.
The pot was way bigger than that one.
Oh, wow.
So we actually had to take it out of the pot and bring it home. That avocado that's over there actually came with it, but I gave it a big haircut, and we've already got beautiful new growth.
It's
Looks
going now.
fantastic.
It's great.
So I got to send Bob a picture of that. He'll be psyched.
Congratulations.
They do like an update picture on that post, maybe.
Oh,
My
wow.
little-
I didn't realize you had koi.
Yeah, in a boat.
That is so cool.
And we got frogs. There's my little froggies.
Oh,
They
yeah.
showed up this year. Yeah, it's an old 15-foot boat. I met a guy at the dump one time, and he was throwing away a boat that he had chopped up with a Sawzall. And I'm like, how often do you do that? He goes, we get them all the time. We just clean people's places out.
Yeah.
And next time you get like a 15-footer, give me a call. And
Wow.
he did.
That
Called
is
me
so-
like 6 months later, and there it was.
I like it there a lot more than chopped up in the dump.
Yeah, and at least it's working. You know, it's doing something.
Absolutely.
Because I was looking for vessels that will hold, you know, a lot of gallons.
Yeah.
And you look at something that's going to hold, that holds about 1,600 gallons. You buy that, it's like a lot of money. Find a 1,600 gallon tank, it's going to be like a couple $1,000s. That was
Right.
free.
Yeah.
And it holds. You know, if it'll keep the water out, it'll keep the water in.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is the cactus I was talking about. This is Pereskia.
That's a cactus?
Yeah. Yeah, look at the thorns. They will mess you up.
Oh, yeah.
They face down.
Yeah.
So,
They get you walking by.
well, when you're, yeah, they definitely get you, but when you're harvesting, as long as you just pull it down, it's not the most comfortable thing to scrape your hand along it.
It's like petting a shark.
Yeah,
Direction matters.
yes, yes it does. But this is another one of those high protein leaves, 30%
Okay.
protein.
Oh, nice.
So we eat a lot of this in our salads because it's a very pleasant flavor. It's a very pleasant texture, and it happens to be a cactus, so it is very easy to grow in our extremely hot climate. It just thrives here. This piece is from a single cutting that was no longer than 4 or 6 inches that my friend Shanti gave me.
That's good.
Shanti is the bamboo queen
Oh, okay.
out in Champions Gate.
Nice.
She is another medicine lady that has all kinds of good things and has done all kinds of wonderful research. And like one of my sisters that I never knew I had till I met her. So I do like to take a lot of this for the salads because it really adds a lot. And I'm waiting for the berries. It's never fruited for me. It's never flowered. It just keeps growing out of control. Some of these cuttings have fruited for other people, but never me.
I'm so glad people are growing these varieties, you know, without it. It almost seems like they could be forgotten.
Yeah, and it's a bleak future
Yeah,
if
they're
we
so
don't hang
important.
on to these high nutrient greens and high nutrient plants.
It's like a treasure.
Here's one that will grow out of control no matter what you do to it. This is Callaloo amaranth.
Okay.
It's another edible green.
No kidding.
All of this is seed. I mean, we're talking about ridiculous numbers. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of seeds hitting the ground every time these things flop. Like that fell on the ground, now there's 10 million seeds down there.
Wow.
These amaranths, some of them are such powerful growers. A lot of people hate it because it just takes over the world. I don't know, I struggle to hate a plant that gives me unlimited food.
Yeah.
Let's see if my sorrel's still alive. Oh, she's struggling. That's the garden sorrel. It's getting
Oh, yeah.
beat up. But have
under
you ever
attack.
tasted this?
Never have.
Garden sorrel. Hopefully it'll pull through. This one finally died, looks like. Delicious stuff. Yeah.
Tastes like clover.
Oh, lemony and wonderful. So here's another one. This one's also
Nice.
struggling. This one's called chipolin. This was a wonderful little discovery that Kelly made one
Chipolin.
day. Just poking around, looking for some nutritious stuff. These leaves, super high nutrition. Tell me what you think they taste like.
Lima bean and a pepper.
Lima bean and a pepper. I go cucumber.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Maybe a cucumber and a lima bean.
And a pepper. Yeah, lima bean. I see that.
I love lima beans.
It's a good little leaf, and I don't remember the nutrition profile on this one, but what I do remember is reading it and going, "Oh my God, I want that.
Yeah.
We need to grow that. That's ridiculous to not have here." And just one of the many experiments where you just go, "I wonder if it'll work here." So I get some seeds, and it worked.
Wow.
This plant actually, it's been hanging out of the side of this box for a couple of years now. It's really in a terrible position, but it just keeps growing.
Seems
I
to
don't
be
have-
okay.
I don't have to do anything to it.
Yeah.
And I just got some seeds, started some plants. It actually went through the freeze a couple times. So it's a perennial. It seems like once you get it started, you don't ever really have to do much to it again. I'm gonna try and root some cuttings and see if that works and see if I can get this a little more available. So far it hasn't set any seed yet. And I was told that it would set, ridiculous amounts of seed. So far, that hasn't happened. But it's all a big experiment.
Yeah.
We are all a big experiment.
It's an experiment full of experiments.
It is. Some cassava. This is Shan's yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really productive variety. Small cane, small stature plant, and just produces beautiful roots, beautiful tubers. This
Wow.
came from Josh Jameson at Cody Cove Farm. He's got some really great varieties.
Nice.
Follow along
Good to
with
know where to
him.
get the cassava.
Yeah. Avocado.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if she's ready yet. Not quite ready. Yeah, a little bit of darkness. but
at that.
Not ready to eat yet.
Avocado cam.
This is Brogdon.
That's a beauty.
This tree is only 2 years old. I put this tree in the ground in 2021. Look at it. Look at the trunk on it. 2021.
It looks so incredibly
It
healthy.
is so happy, and you notice the roots are at surface level. They're exposed.
Nice.
It's just happy as could be, and all it ever gets to eat is weeds. I pull weeds and
Just throw them around the base?
yeah, and the jack beans. See, the jack beans are all over it. Jack beans are an awesome plant to add in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll grow them, and they'll grow really thick. They just kind of got started again. I didn't even reseed. This is from last year's seed. But they'll grow, and they throw these vines all over the place, and then in the wintertime, they get vaporized. And avocados want nitrogen. That's their prime source of food to create good fruits. So you put all these nitrogen-fixing plants all around them, let them create all this biomass, and then the freeze just knocks it right to the ground and throws all that nitrogen straight to the ground. It's like a self-fertilizing system.
Yeah.
2 seasons in the ground, and we've already harvested several fruits off it this year.
I love that when you have a setup like that you're providing the thing it needs right there with it.
Oh, looks like he figured out his drone. And it hit the avocado. And it ate the avocado. Better aim next time, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't really see where I was going. I couldn't see like.
The wind got a hold of it.
Yeah.
So, here's another katuk that's been hanging out here for a long time.
Okay.
We loaded up on that, but this right here,
Did I get it? You got
yeah,
it.
it's gone. Moringa,
Yeah.
the most nutrient-dense plant on the planet. This one is a little bit more difficult of a harvest to get usable leaves for salad
Oh, okay.
because it really does not, it'll break off. All these little stems will break off.
Oh, okay.
So in my quest to not have to go inside and spend 45 minutes or an hour cleaning through all this crap, you'll see when we make this salad, it's a lightning fast process. The time that I spend is out here,
Nice.
just directing my harvest. It's like a very loose hand. Like I could do it there, but I'm gonna pull a bunch of sticks out.
Yeah.
So I could do it like from the tip, I can take that. But then on these laterals, I really want to do it individually. But this is the kind of stuff, I want this in my diet as much as I can get.
Yeah.
It's easier to powder it. You growing this?
I am. I just started growing it a couple years ago from seeds, and it's been doing well. So far, so good.
This one's been here a long time.
The little research I've done about it, seeing where it grows in the world, it seems like it's one of the world's easiest trees to grow,
You're using it for malnutrition.
which is
In fact,
amazing.
when I got beat up a few weeks ago, I was just tore up. I was so beat down from working too hard and not taking care of myself. I mean, my own fault. But this is one of the first things I turned to. I made something called congee. You heard of that? It's like a rice-based used broth and a whole extra bunch of broth on top of like a cup of rice. Instead of doing like 2 cups of broth, you do 4 or 5 or 6 cups of broth. So you're making this really well broken down rice. It makes it super digestible. And I was just depleted, like on the couch, could barely move. My heart rate was jacked up to like 125. Just from working too much, and it's super hot this year. Like,
Oh man, it's like 100 for like 2 weeks.
like a different level of hot this year. Even my buddy, the tree climber, and he's young, he's in good shape, he's strong as an ox. It got him too.
Yeah.
So it's wild. It just raced in on us this year.
Yeah, it was a hot one.
And
No doubt about it.
I'm out here every day, and I do this every day, but man,
Yeah.
I was down for a while. It was humbling. In fact, I even did a YouTube on it, Humble.
Yeah.
It humbled me.
Nobody beats Mother Nature.
No, the ultimate equalizer. She
Eventually,
will take you
She'll
down.
show you exactly where your line is.
But she'll also give you all you need to rebuild.
Yeah.
So I had some powdered moringa powder. So in that congee I made, I added a bunch of moringa powder on top of the rice
Do
and
you
broth.
dry it and powder it that you're on? You do.
It's so easy to powder this. You know what's funny is all these sticks in it that I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
If you dry it, the sticks don't come through. Cut off big limbs. Like I cut this whole thing down. The trunk on this is massive. It looks spindly up here, but it's in fact, that's a whole branch right there. It likes to grow.
That's another moringa tree waiting to be happening.
You know, there's some talk about cuttings working, but
Yeah.
there's also, I've heard some people say it's not worth doing because the original plant needs to send that taproot straight
taproot.
down, and these go laterally on cuttings. So it doesn't mine for the minerals that make this what it is.
Yeah.
So maybe that's true, maybe it's not, I don't know, but all mine are from seed.
Yeah.
So if that is true, I'm not dealing with it. It's also an awesome fertilizer.
Oh.
Anything that's got massive nutrients for us is massive nutrients for the plants. So we got plenty for the salad.
A little
Avocado.
fertilizer for the avocado.
Because I want them avocados. I want so many avocados. You can't give me too many avocados.
Yeah, it reframes your whole concept of waste.
Oh yeah.
There really is no
we
such
waste
thing.
nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing we waste.
It's not even a concept anymore.
No, not out
Waste,
here.
weeds.
So this is yellow hog plum. Edible greens.
Nice.
Tasty little greens.
Hog plum.
Similar to the June plum. Same family.
Again, it's got that tanginess too.
You catch these nice young green leaves down here. That's shoots from the ground. The tree freezes to the ground every season, and I never get fruit out of it. So I'm probably going to dig it out of the ground here, because I did put an avocado right next to it. Because it's just not, it can't hold the zone here. It needs a little more love than I'm willing to give it at this spot. I have other spots that I have a red hog, and it does good, but it's protected by some other stuff.
It seems like you're on a little bit of a grade here.
A little.
A little slope to it.
A little. The property changes a little bit. In the back, you know, where Jeff's property is, it goes way up, quite a bit.
Yeah.
15-foot rise back there. Some newly planted avocados. Since this one did so well here, I put this one in. Pruned up nicely. Did that one. Oro Negro and Super Haas. We figured if the avocados are loving this area, just go with it.
Yeah.
Plant more avos. So here's something that people don't usually use. Sweet potato. Sweet potato greens.
Oh.
Super high nutrition. But one thing I don't like about it is it's low to the ground,
Oh yeah.
so there's sand.
The ants like it too.
I don't really care about
Oh,
that.
the sand.
I just don't want the sand. So, because
Yeah.
everything in that is ready to eat. Like, I don't have to do anything to that right now. So I really don't want to put sand in it and have to go rinse the whole thing. So I'll pull, happen to have a hose right here. I'll pull a bunch. This is a special variety of sweet potato. This is called Tainu 64. another one from Cody Cove
Okay.
that he discovered. Heavy producer, lots of roots, lots and lots of roots. It was part of my trial last year. I had like 6 or 7 varieties in the ground, and this one way outperformed all of them.
Wow.
So.
Is that corn I see there?
Yeah, there was probably some dent corn from
The guinea corn?
last season's harvest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a corn variety last year through a friend of mine. Why is this not all kinked up? I found a corn variety. I went to this talk, and this dude, David Scanlon, was giving this talk and talking about staple crops and things that are really easy to grow in our area that'll give us some really good food. And he's talking about dent corn. And I had never heard of it. I never really focused much on corn. So I got some of this dent corn like a couple days after and got it in the ground, and we were eating corn like
Whoa.
a couple months later. It was so fast, it was unreal. I had no idea that just pick the right variety of corn that it was going to be that easy.
Yeah.
And he's had some people tell him like, oh, you can't grow dent corn in Florida, and it's telling me right now that it wants to grow.
Seems to me like the original plants that were used to create all these modern plants like sweet corn, you know,
Whole lot tougher.
yeah, they would be much tougher.
Yeah.
You
So
almost have to-
it's not as sweet a corn, but okay, it's corn.
yeah.
I still grew corn. And like that's some of it that fell on the ground right there. So I did just notice that David's got a whole crop of it up and out of the ground. So they must like this time of
Yeah.
year. So I saved a lot of it from last year.
Nice.
From my little experiment crop. I did get a
Yeah.
good sized bowl of corn.
So you
Just-
save a lot of seeds and things. So
I save a ton of seeds.
do you put them in like in special, like a humidor or something? How do you?
Just jars,
Just jars.
peanut butter jars, you know, just glass
keep 'em
jars.
inside the house
Yeah,
and-
ball jars. Just keep them in the house. And
Okay.
don't seem to have a problem. If they get hot, they, you know, you ruin the seed.
Okay.
But generally pretty good about it. So here's a June plum.
Oh, the June plum.
The June plum.
Plum of my dreams.
And this is optimal size. I like them when they're just like this. This is the giant June plum, so these will actually get really big, but I love them when they're this size.
That one's ready to eat?
Oh yeah, crunchy, and zippy, and tangy, and so good. You see how that seed is trying to develop? Just some
yeah.
couple little dots.
Mm-hmm.
If you let them get bigger, I think there's some bigger ones in there somewhere. Yeah, like these guys. That's the seed's already inedible. So I'll wait on these to get bigger and turn yellow and eat them more like a fruit. But as of right now, this is a vegetable. So I'll chop these up and into the
I
salad.
like
There
those.
you go.
That tastes like almost like an apple.
Yeah, kind of like a jujube.
Yeah,
You had jujube? Mm-hmm. Jujubes are delicious. Very much like an apple. Buddha Valley bamboos.
Oh yeah.
I
No
propagated these from cuttings. My buddy Bamboo Bill hooked me up. Look at that. My
Look at the
first
Buddha
real
Belly.
good-sized canes coming through.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, you can see the
Yeah, the Buddhas is so cool. I
neat.
saw this plant. My friend Oscar came by with a trailer one day, and I'm like, "What do you have on that trailer?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just babysitting a plant for my friend."
Wow.
And I didn't know Bill at the time.
Yeah.
And that plant is just kind of, okay, I need to meet this guy. And a couple weeks later, he showed up here, popped in the nursery, and he doesn't remember doing this, but I remember it so clearly because it was just a moment. I met a dude that has really kind of changed my life. He's done a lot of guidance, just a really great man.
Oh, that's so
Bamboo
cool.
Bill. He pops up in the driveway in his van. He's got this big white van he calls the White Buffalo. And he hops out, he goes, "Hi, I'm Bamboo Bill." Just like that with his arms out and everything. I'm like, oh my God, it's like God stepped into my life. It's so cool. He's got a long white hair and his long white beard. He's just an awesome man.
I want to meet him.
Oh, you will. You
quite
will
the
for
introduction.
sure. He lives right around the corner.
Wow.
He's on his little walkabout right now. He travels the country
Oh, okay.
in the summertime
No kidding.
because his wife hates the heat here.
Oh, yeah,
So
understandable.
they just run, travel, and go see things. Here's the other spinach I think that would actually do well for you if the longevity is doing well.
Yeah.
This is another Ganura. Same family, just a different variety.
Beautiful color.
Yeah.
Purple.
So I think this.
That's something else, especially this time of day when it kind of, wilts or
Yeah.
gets interesting shapes to the leaves. Like, it's beautiful.
But the fact that you're doing really well with longevity, I would think that you should do well with this.
Well, I can tell, being exposed to you is going to change my backyard situation big time.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
It's already happening. I think, what can I get rid of to make some room? Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do some things out there. But then you also have a whole little microclimate that I don't have.
We do, yeah. It never freezes.
Yeah, never freezes.
Never.
So some cool things I'm gonna pluck in
Nice.
out of here and into yours. Watch them trees, buddy. He's learning to fly his drone.
Yeah, this is a great place to fly a drone.
I'm glad he got it figured out. So these are some funny little peppers. Have you heard of Peter peppers?
No. I mean, I know they're,
Yes.
the rhyme.
Those.
Okay.
No, not that, but
Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers.
yeah, Peter Piper picked a pecker.
Yeah.
Look at these things.
Whoa.
That's why they're called.
Mutant.
That's why they're called Peter
because
peppers.
Because they
look
actually
like
look
a
like
Peter.
a pecker. Yeah.
Some of them. There's one.
I
in
saw a
there.
big, look at that.
Is that the funniest thing you've
That
ever
is
seen?
hilarious.
They're spicy. They're decently spicy. There was one that I saw that was just hysterical the other day.
That is crazy.
that one, there it is.
You could have a whole website just
Look at
based
that.
on this pepper plant.
That is it.
I'm gonna bring the drone down to get a good shot of this.
Yeah, there's just, look at that. There's so many of them. My buddy Leaf, he's just Vietnamese dude.
You have
South
to have
Florida.
one of these in your yard.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I mean,
I was down at Leaf's house and he threw one of these at me. He's like, here, go get these. I said, what is it? He goes, Peter pepper. And I had been looking for seeds. I had actually, a friend of mine over in Orange City had grown them a few years ago, and she gave me a pepper, and I misplaced it and never got to grow the seeds.
oh man,
So,
that is nuts.
There we go.
Well, all right.
Now you got seeds.
I don't think I want to eat it at this present moment.
What does that say about you if you want to eat that?
I'm not feeling the urge right now.
That'll go home with you. You
Yeah.
can grow some seeds.
Oh, that's
Because
excellent.
they're so funny.
That is so funny.
Oh, man. What else? is
Dragon
out
fruit.
there? Yeah, that dragon fruit has been the biggest problem. It's not a self-pollinating one. It's Connie Mayer dragon fruit. Now, the fruit is delicious. I did get to pollinate one last year. There's a flower.
Oh,
I'll have to
wow.
open. It'll probably
Beautiful.
open tonight, maybe. Maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll do it if I remember. I just keep forgetting. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with a plant that refuses to fruit on its own.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's just not something I want to do. There's some more Tindoras in there. Let's see if I can find a couple more. I lost a shoe.
Uh-oh.
The jungle ate my shoe.
Jungle's reclaiming its shoes.
There should be some up here somewhere. Tindora is a voracious. Just grows and grows.
Yeah, I'll say.
I may have pulled everything that we had. I always want to grow it and like be able to harvest from
I
underneath.
see little ones, but,
Do you?
well, I mean, really little. They're like,
Yeah, that's too small.
too small.
I always want to be able to harvest from underneath, but it doesn't lend itself to that because it grows so much vine that it like loads up all this brown underneath and then they can't fall through. So you have to like go
You have
out
to
here
pick
and
in.
hunt for them. And it seems like they come in flushes where they'll get really hot and they don't want to be there. Wade through the jungle.
Yeah, try not to crush everything. Is that
So
what?
here's more of these salad trees. There's some bugs or something are eating this.
Oh, yeah.
People-
Grandfather always said if the bugs like them, they're probably pretty good.
Yeah. People are always freaking out about bug pressure. And it's so funny to me. There was a lady at that.
Yeah, what a
talk
waste
I
of
did.
time, really.
Yeah, like
You're not
why
gonna
you-
win.
Why are you worried? Yeah, you're not going to win for one. And if they're on this, they're not on something else.
Yeah.
When people are like, "Oh, I have bugs," it's like, yeah, we all have bugs, but you don't have enough stuff. You need to grow more stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Bugs
grow.
got to eat too.
grow everything. Yeah, and it's you know, if you mess up the system, it's like a chain.
Yes.
You got a chain. The chain is the earth, the universe. It's all the parts. It's every bug is a link in the chain. You take out one link of the chain, the whole thing collapses.
Yeah.
And it's so lost on people. And it, you know, was lost on me for a long time until basically it outran me.
Absolutely. Same here.
The bugs just overtook me. I couldn't possibly keep up. And I'm like, forget it. I don't have that I don't have the energy. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
It's not in, what is that? Oh, grasshoppers. Scared the hell out of me.
Whoa, look at that.
What's up, guys? Well,
Look at
now
that.
we know what's doing that.
Well fed.
But at the same time, they're doing something else here that, you know, I don't know what they're doing, but they're part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, but to play the game of kill the grasshopper is quite possibly one of the most idiotic games you could ever play.
In here.
Yeah, exactly.
I dare you. I dare you to catch the grasshoppers that are in the 10 by 10 area right
Yeah,
here.
exactly. You're done.
You get all those, and then you can work on all the other 10 by 10 areas in this place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not even worth attempting or
really
even
isn't.
thinking about attempting. I just keep planting, keep planting, keep planting. Plant as densely as I can
That's it.
plant. So over here I've got these Nopali cactus. You seen this?
Oh yeah,
This
yeah.
is
I actually have some of those.
The spineless.
Yes.
Great in a salad.
I think they're terrific.
Chop it
terrific.
up, goes in the salad. I love taking these young tips right here. Beautiful. See, like the thing was, that grasshopper was just sitting on this. What kind of damage is that doing?
Yeah. Yeah, and I've found that if you don't sweat the bugs, they just kind of move on eventually.
Yeah.
Like they get tired of it. Yeah, they do whatever they do, but they'll be in one area, even in a yard as small as mine. They'll be in one area, and then another area of the yard, same plants, nothing on them.
Nothing on them.
Small
Because you're
area.
looking for the weak plant. Whichever one is weaker, maybe one of them's in the sun, one of them's in the shade. Maybe one of them's got a little bit better nutrition in the soil than the other one. And they'll always go to that weaker plant. We had a tomato crop right here, actually, a few years ago. That was so amazing. We had so many tomatoes. People were coming here. It was a tomato tree. We pruned it like a tree, like 4 main lateral limbs. And we had created this bamboo structure for it to grow on. And everyone that came here, I was like, hey, go eat your weight in tomatoes. And it was just popping them.
Wow.
And we had all that right here. And then back there, behind this greenhouse, there was, how many were back there? Maybe 10 plants. And they were not in great shape. And the soil was kind of weak. And I didn't really take much care of them. And they were absolutely covered in bugs. So I just would go back there and kind of hand pick some bugs, knock some bugs off them, occasionally pull the blighty material off. But I kept them in that perpetual state of weakness. So they were emitting that pheromone. So they were just always attracting the bugs.
Interesting.
And I was able to sit up here and eat all the tomatoes I want. And these plants were untouched.
Yeah.
They were also surrounded by Panadol, which is that Plectranthus in the mint family.
Oh, okay.
That
So it's like a
did-
bug repellent?
Yeah, it just did wonderful things for us. I had that whole ground covered in it. That's these right here.
Oh, wow.
If you smell it,
Oh, wow. That does smell like
smells
mint. It smells
great.
like
and you'll get different smells at different times
Yeah.
of the day. You'll walk through it sometimes and it smells like weed. You'll walk through it other times and it smells like mint.
Interesting. Yeah, it's.
There's all kinds of different uses for it. We've made,
I don't know what the smell. It does have that mintiness to it, but
yeah, it's in the mint family, but we've made poultices and actually made like patches to put on sore muscles.
and you just
stuff.
eat the leaves,
No, we don't eat it.
or you don't eat it?
Nope. It's not an edible.
Okay.
Not that I know of. I've made some tea with it, but I'm using it for bug control.
Oh, yeah.
And it just works. And that piece will grow. Like it will find its way to a root and it will get there.
It's just kind of cool to have plants that smell good too. Like in my little yard, people always say, "Oh, it smells good back here."
So here's another little guy. This is called Lipia alba. Smell that. That is magic. It smells so good. Crush it.
It's almost like a patchouli.
almost a little bit with some lemon in it.
Yeah, with like a lemon. Yeah.
There was one night.
Yeah, like lemon balm.
Yep. Me and Kelly woke up. It was probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we just could not get back to sleep. We were wide awake, and I had nothing to do in the morning. I didn't want to get up. And she's like, I was just reading about that Lipia. I heard that it's good to help you put you to sleep. Real peaceful, real calm. She's like, You want to try it? She got up here like 3 o'clock in the morning, ran out here and got a handful of leaves and made some hot water, and we drank the tea. And aside from it just being delicious, it zonked us right out.
Wow.
Put us right back to bed, and we slept for like 5 more hours. And it grows some cuttings.
That is so cool.
We're going to propagate probably most of
Time for this one to expand, huh?
Yeah, this has been here for years. My very first customer in the nursery, the first guy that ever came and bought plants from me, brought me that plant, brought me cuttings of it.
That's so neat.
The Everglades tomatoes still hanging on. There's a couple of them. Still hanging on.
Everglades tomatoes. Can I try one?
That was nasty. That was probably
Yep.
good.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Okay.
They're the sweetest little,
Those little guys.
bombs of
Beautiful.
juice you'll ever get.
That's a Seminole?
Everglades tomatoes. Delicious little things.
I've had success with the Seminole.
Seminole pumpkins.
And, I think they're Seminole tomatoes.
Cherokee maybe? Cherokee purple?
Could be.
That's a good one.
Yeah, they were like a variegated tomato, yeah.
So here's some of these grafts we were talking about.
Oh.
This is a little grafted Jaboticaba. This is a very special one. This came from a friend's tree. It's like a 70-year-old Sabra that is very large and fruits very heavily. And it's a friend's aunt who has cancer, and they don't know what's going to happen with the property or the tree, and the tree is way too large to dig out.
Yeah.
So we went and took a bunch of cuttings, and they have one that took, and it looks like I have one that took. So pretty cool to be able to do that and save genetics that way.
I'll say, yeah. Yeah, people move in, they have no idea what it is.
Oh, it'll be
End
a
up getting rid of it, and
It'll
it's
be
a-
a
yeah, it's
crime if
such a
that one
loss.
goes down. That'd be so sad.
Yeah.
So we were talking about grafting. That's a piece of red right there on that I put on.
Oh, wow.
Yep, that's all red right there. Onto the bottom of a Sabra. So that's now a 2 variety. I did attempt a 3rd variety, but it didn't take. That one's already gone.
Wow.
This is the variety that's going to grow at your place. That's the salt tolerant Jaboticaba.
Nice.
Usually they're acid lovers. Salt is super alkaline. You know, I wonder if that might make a difference at your place too. I wonder if we do some sulfur treatments, iron treatments. Just get that pH down a little bit.
Well, there's plenty of iron in there because everything we put metal in the yard goes to dust.
Yeah, but
that year.
it's not chelatable.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not uptake. It just
it's
can't
not
happen.
available.
So, yeah, we may need to do something more like sulfur. I wonder if it's just a pH issue, wiping things out. Maybe, you know, the salt is doing its thing, but I was wondering maybe you can neutralize it with some acid.
I believe
would
it's
be-
possible.
That'd be interesting. You got some
I don't think my salt theory is exactly correct.
but it may be. It may be.
Just one of many things. It's the one
Lots
thing
of
I know.
experimenting. Lots of
Yeah.
experimenting.
It's fun finding out.
Yeah, that's what I love. I love that stuff. I love figuring out weird problems like that.
Absolutely.
So we've completed our salad walk.
Completed our salad walk.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the harvest there. From a probiotic standpoint, variety, they say you should have 30 different types of plants a week.
That's
minimum.
probably there.
You probably have 30 there,
Probably.
easily. Yeah.
And if I don't, I will by the end of the week.
For
I mean,
like just simple gut health, you know, probiotic, that,
and diversity, you know, colors also play a huge
Oh, yeah.
factor. Like anthocyanin, you want blood vessel vasodilation, you want reds and purples,
okay.
and that's where they are.
Yeah.
You know, there's just different vitamins, there's different minerals, there's different nutrients in all of this stuff. So the diversity that we've grabbed, it's
It's
just
mind-boggling.
nutrition, from a nutrition standpoint, is just beautiful.
You know what I hear all the time? Oh, you can't grow anything in Florida. It's too hot.
It's cute. I hear it all the time too.
Perfect.
Here's a very special plant. This is called jaugalin. It's one of the only human adaptogens. It's like one of the most nutritious things you can grow. Wonderful to take into your body. This is one of Bill's additions to my garden. Jaugalin.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting flavor. It's strong.
Get some bitterness at the end.
Which probably means it's good for you.
It's just get it in you.
Yeah.
It's one of those just get it in you.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of plants that we eat that they have benefits, but they also have drawbacks.
Right.
human adaptogens don't have any drawbacks, only benefits.
Interesting.
So it's nice to eat some things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's purely good for you. You might hear someone say anti-nutrients. Some stuff has that because some things come in at too high a level and maybe they block the uptake of other things. Landed.
Nice landing. No, that's a 10.
Figuring it out.
Dead.
That's awesome.
Dead.
Dead.
So let's go make this into a salad.
All right, let's go make some salad.
So we're at the cutting board. I just pile up everything that we just harvested. And I just pile it up in a spot, and I'm basically shooting for like 1-inch squares. I didn't have to wash it because I was really careful what we did out there. That was the whole purpose of it. So I don't have to sit here and pick through it and do all that. So I just take a big knife, big sharp knife, cut it all in strips. And then go sideways.
Since it all lays flat like that, we can do that. Huh?
You just layer it into the bowl, you know, as we're picking. And I basically I pulled out the berries and things that we harvested aside from just the greens. And that's it. You got very usable, very edible salad greens.
What a bounty.
Fully from my yard, 100%, perennial, summertime.
And you know what? I think, unless there's some real clear reason to do a lot of washing of it, there's a good case for not overwashing it.
Yeah, I mean, there's
all kinds of bacterias and
yeast
things
and
that are on it, and
all
yeasts
that,
and all kinds
and
of stuff.
everyone's afraid of that stuff. So if you take it in, you build your immune system.
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole point, is to build our immune system so you can deal with the outside world?
Exactly. Yeah, well, you miss out on all those microbes, I would claim. Of course, you don't want to get the wrong microbe.
Sure, but we're not taking nasty stuff off the ground, and we're not taking rotten food. It's all fresh and clean. And
Yeah.
when I'm out there eating this stuff, I eat every bit of this every day, straight off the plant, constantly.
Right.
I've been doing it for years. I've never been sick from any of that.
Yeah, you look pretty healthy.
This is a daily thing that we do. So there's the garlic chives.
Oh, look at that.
Chop them all up. They go in on top. There's no poly pads. The bottoms are not so edible.
Okay. How to process in the poly pad. Look at that.
And this is fully spineless. Don't go chopping up those spiny ones. That will not go well. This is a specific spineless variety, Opuntia. These are Opuntias.
A lot of crunchiness in
The
there.
really super young ones like that, they're just great. If you look at the big plant out back, we didn't even go back there. That it's got pads all over it with bite marks out of it. I just walked by and chomped pieces out
That's
of it.
perfect. I love that.
So once I get my greens in place, then it's just chaos of piling stuff on top. Like all these berries we pulled. These Jamaican cherries, man, they put such a nice flavor pop into everything. Man, we've got these couple of June plums. So I got this cool little device here. This is from Pampered Chef.
Okay.
Pampered Chef has some amazing stuff.
Pampered chef.
Pampered Chef. You just throw things in there to see what setting it's on. I don't know where it's at right now. It's got all kinds of goofy settings. Tell me that's not the greatest salad preparation device you ever seen. So you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. So that papaya that we picked. That papaya.
Oh, look at all those hot peppers. Nice.
Yeah. Those wiener peppers.
Oh, those are wiener peppers?
Those are the wiener peppers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, these guys. Yeah, these are all cayennes that we've been
Cayenne.
picking over the last
Great.
couple months. So, that papaya.
The latex
Yep.
Free.
Latexed out. Potato peeler. Green papaya. So commonly not used. You can grow this plant from seed and you're getting fruit the same season. So why would you not? And I understand people saying, I don't like papaya. I don't like papaya. Ripe papaya, I think, has a pukey smell to it. I think it's putrid. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Not at all. I'm not interested. I'm not going to eat it. I don't want it. There's just better things that I'd rather eat. But you know what papaya tastes like.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly you've eaten it.
Oh, yeah.
Seeds haven't even developed
Oh, wow.
yet.
I wasn't even thinking that. We're picking it green.
Yeah, picking the greens. I don't like the thickness there. Where am I going here? Come on, baby. There we go. There's my julienne setting.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Perfect.
Could actually go a click thicker. It's like a mandolin that you're not going to cut your hand off with.
Yeah. Right, no knuckles
Yeah.
in the greens.
Anyone that has ever used a mandolin knows that if you use a mandolin, you're going to cut yourself. It's normal. It's going to happen. So this thing has just been the greatest vegetable processor. And there it is, green papaya. Taste some.
Wow. Yeah, I'll try that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Benign.
It doesn't have that aftertaste.
No. And once you dump it in a salad and cover it with a bunch of dressing, you don't
Yeah.
even notice it.
There's no after, and that's because of the getting the latex out first.
It definitely helps. And there's so much food, you know? It's just a large amount of food. I think it's a super overlooked, easily grown food crop that everybody should be growing. Because if you're in Florida, you can grow papaya.
Yeah.
You can produce papayas. Those trees where these came from were frozen to the ground this past season. February, March, they were zero, nothing at the ground level. And it's July and we're, maybe it's August 3rd, but those fruits are ready to harvest already. So it took a few months for them to come back and get it done. So that gets mixed in, and then we just kind of mix it all up. That is 100% from the property.
Wow.
Loaded with nutrition,
Yeah.
loaded with protein.
I'm already anticipating how good I'm going to feel
It's
from eating this.
and just the taste alone.
Yeah.
And of course,
I'll feel good from the mouth pleasure as well.
and finger limes.
Ah, yeah. Finger lime misfire. So neat.
Yeah, the finger limes just add so much to everything. Do we have homemade dressing? Or do I need to whip up a batch? We do. I need to make some. I make this dressing, homegrown garlic, homegrown onions, a little bit of mustard, salt, pepper, olive vinegar, and a big clump of ginger. The ginger brings so much flavor. It's anti-inflammatory. It's so good for you.
Sounds like Thai food.
Yeah, it is.
I love Thai food.
It's an amazing dressing. So I'll make that to go on top of this, and
Wonderful.
we're gonna feast. Finger limes, man. I'm telling you, if everyone's not growing finger limes, you're missing out on an addition to your diet. It just makes everything taste better. Everything.
Yeah, what is it that you wouldn't want to have a lime with?
Right? Everything.
Yeah, everything.
I squeeze it into my water, and you get to chew on these capsules as you're walking around taking a swig of water, and you get these things in your mouth all day.
Yeah, they do pop like this, so neat.
Oh, they're so good. Just gotta find the seeds, pull the seeds out, try and sprout them.
Occasionally you get the lucky seed.
If I could sprout them, I can grow lots more of these trees. It would be cool to grow from seed, but air layers work. I'm not. Apparently, there's some sort of something with propagating citrus. That tree is not susceptible to anything, so.
Interesting.
But I don't sell citrus because I am not certified. I am not licensed to sell citrus.
Yeah.
So I don't mess with that game. That is Nick's game. I prefer everyone to Nick's edibles if they want to get.
Nick's edibles for the citrus.
Nick's edibles for citrus. You want to get a finger lime? He's got plenty of them.
Nice.
Go see Nick. You're not allowed to buy any other fruit trees from Nick. You have to buy every other fruit tree from the Reid farm.
Yeah.
But if you need a finger lime, you can go see Nick.
Okay.
Nick, do not sell them anything but finger limes. So there's it. That's it. There's our salad.
That's fantastic.
And that's like farm to table.
That's like enough salad to probably take 5 people, 6 people.
For a week. We'll eat on that for a few days.
Unreal.
For like a week. So now we'll make the dressing.
All right. You sure you want to release your dressing recipe to the internet?
It's actually not my recipe. It's actually Patty's recipe. It's a very simple dressing, and it just comes out so good. But I think this is it, and where everyone struggles with growing this stuff. A lot of us can grow this stuff. And then people look at me and go, well, what do you do with it now?
Right. Yeah, the papaya is a classic example.
It's easy to grow greens. It's super easy to grow greens. What do you do with it? They don't know what to do. Freak out. Looking at it all, and they get overwhelmed. And I mean, I've seen people, I know a lot of people that have bought stuff from us, and they're like, oh, I have a katuk. I have a huge one I bought from you last year. Yeah, how do you like eating it? Oh, we haven't eaten it yet. What? Why not? Because we don't know what to do with them.
Right.
So this is a very good opportunity to take care of that for some people.
Right.
Whole onion.
Nice.
And we grew garlic this past season.
Oh
my God, I grew some garlic.
Wow.
Dude. I grew some garlic. You want to see what I grew?
yeah.
I'll show you what I grew. I'll go grab it.